What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. This is how we made about $1,100 day trading on NQ. We ended up catching a nice short for the continuation model, basically back down to the next draw on liquidity. I'm going to run through it really quick. Not too much to go over. Pretty simple explanation today. So coming into the day, I actually had a bullish bias. I wanted to see overnight. Obviously, we had swept lows. All we had for sell side draws were these hourly lows in London, and then we had all these buy side draws. But then off market open, ES ended up coming up and taking out London and Asia high, and NQ ended up failing to do that. It ended up putting in a bearish SMT. As you can see, on NQ we had a lower high, and on ES we made a higher high. We ended up taking out those buy side draws. So from here I was like, okay, we're probably going to want to rotate back down, at least temporarily, before we want to continue up, maybe like later or whatever. So we were delivering out of this 4-hour gap and this daily bullish fair value gap. So that's why I had that overall bullish bias. But coming from there, on the 5-minute, we started to respect bearish order flow, and I wanted to actually get in shorts right here. We actually respected off the true day open. We respected this 5-minute gap right here, but the problem was we were trading right into another bullish fair value gap right here. So I wanted to see if this one could inverse. We actually ended up getting the inverse, and I wanted to go short to London low, which was right here. But we ended up getting no pullback, and it just ended up flushing down to London low. And then from there, I continued to kind of just wait, and then we ended up forming this new 5-minute bearish fair value gap. So my idea, which I sent in the Discord, was if we continue to respect this gap, I want to see price flood lower to the next draw on liquidity, which is going to be Monday's New York AM low. And if this 5-minute gap gets inverse to the upside, then I'm going to be looking to take out buy side. So obviously price comes down, we sweep out London, and then we pull back in and we wick into this 5-minute bearish fair value gap right here, which is obviously a bearish continuation confluence. So if this gets respected, I want to see price go lower. If it gets inverse, then I want to see price, go up. So from there, I'm scaling down. And on the 1-minute, we kind of chop around for a bit. We get that poke in, and then we push to the downside. We get this nice break of structure, and then we retrace back into this 1-minute bearish fair value gap right here. And I was contemplating taking an entry right around this after we wicked in right here, but I wanted to make sure that ES was in the same, like it was correlating the same, right? So if you can see, I took this entry after the 1021 or 1022 candle, and if you look at ES at that exact same time, 1021, 1022, ES was continuing to respect this 1-minute bearish fair value gap. So if ES was inversing this gap and it was pushing above it, that would have gave me less confidence to want to enter this trade. But since ES was respecting this 1-minute bearish fair value gap, on top of that, ES had a draw on liquidity at London low below. I figured that ES, as long as ES could respect this gap, we could potentially get a flush lower. And as long as it wasn't going to push in a bullish order flow, then NQ would likely want to fall. So I ended up taking the entry off this 1-minute bearish fair value gap right here around like 1021, and put my stops above and gave it room at the 5-minute bearish fair value gap, just in case price wanted to manipulate one more time back into this gap to CE and then continue to flood down. And basically I was targeting all these, I was trying to target the end of this hourly fair value gap. We had a 15-minute gap, and I was just scaling out on the way, but my main idea was to catch the move down to that Monday New York AM low. And it was actually lower, but if you go on the lower time frame, but when you press it on the hourly, it had it marked as that wick low. But regardless, I ended up scaling down on all the way down. Final take profit was right here around 24,404, I think it was actually. But yeah, the whole total trade was around 2.21 R, scaled out down on the way. Again, going from the top, we had that SMT getting put in off the highs. We had the 5-minute order flow shift as NQ was respecting that 5-minute bearish fair value gap. We wanted to see it float lower to the next sell side draw on liquidity. On the 1-minute, we get that break, retrace into that 1-minute bearish fair value gap. We see that ES is continuing to respect this bearish gap as well, so we want to see both of them flood down and just take the trade, stops above the gap, and we just scale out on the way down. So pretty good trade. Again, I didn't go too heavy on the risk today just because we had FOMC, or we have FOMC today at 2:30 and all that stuff, the press conference. So we'll see how that goes. And everything posted in the Discord. Again, guys, if you guys want to join the Discord, everything, entries, all that stuff like that, I have the full trade recorded as well. I'm going to post that in the Discord later as well. If you guys want to join, the link will be in the pinned comment and the description. If you guys are interested in being mentored one-on-one by me, link will be in the description for that as well. And that's going to wrap it up for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.